Hello and welcome to Quays TV News. I'm Sophie Dulson. It's been an exciting week at the University of Salford with a royal visit. Prince Philip returned to the university where he was the first Chancellor in 1967 to open the new building. He met students producing a TV programme and spent time touring the state-of-the-art facility the Queen was opening MediaCityUK next door. You tweeted us all day about the visit. Now, we spoke to Maria Lawton, who said, seeing the Duke on Friday is something I'll never forget, a highlight of my Salford career. It makes me proud to be a student here. Catherine Snelson also tweeted saying there's a buzz about the MediaCityUK campus. She can't help but feel excited. And finally, Michelle Saheed said, what a weekend. We met the Duke of Edinburgh yesterday and she got sketched by the great artist Harold Riley. And for a full report on the visit, don't forget to visit our website, quaysnews.net. Today marks the launch of a new partnership at the University of Salford with leaders in editing technology, Avid. Avid creates the technology that people use to make the most listened to, most watched and most loved media in the world. And now they also play a large role at the University of Salford. We're joined by Dan Pell and Tim Mynet from Avid. Hello guys, how are you doing?
Very good, afternoon.
Yeah, brilliant. Afternoon. Now, Tim, what does this partnership actually mean for the university and for Avid?
It brings together a really good partnership for both technology and what we do as Avid, and bring that to students, and students helping us to be able to deliver our products to those students.
Brilliant. And a question for Dan now. And for students, will there be opportunities for live briefs, placements and masterclasses?
Yeah, I mean 100%. So one of the key sort of facets of the relationship is the engagement between our teams and your teams. So live briefs is something we discussed this morning, absolutely 100%. We want to give you real world business problems to solve so you can engage with us in a corporate way. And also, we want interns and scholarships and all those types of great facilities to be part of your curriculum.
I understand that we're going to be sort of the guinea pigs, so to speak, and testing the new products. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that, please?
Yeah, sure. So we've got a product development team in the US, in Boston, and they want to engage with your journalism students to understand the direction of news. We have a number of news products, a number of new editing tools and newsroom products, so we want your input, frankly, in terms of how that product should be developed.
Okay, and you've led the field in digital technology and editing. Where do you see the development for news in the future with an Avid?
I think one of the key developments we're making is around mobile journalism. So how do you capture news more effectively while you're on the road with thin client technology such as iPads and mobile devices like iPhones. So a lot of our new technology is being driven by web-based front ends and interfaces. So as a journalist, you can be on the scene much faster, working much more collaboratively with your colleagues back in the office, back in the newsroom, and it just gives you an opportunity to work much more flexibly. Brilliant.
Tim, now, do we have an input into your product roadmap and development?
Absolutely. It's part of the discussions that we had this morning, is really to gain from the university and from your students to help us devise products and develop the current products that we have for the future to best work with your technology and our technology.
Thank you very much, both of you. It's been really interesting speaking to you. Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you.
Thank you. An exhibition is currently on display to show how the music of one of Britain's most famous bands has influenced the work of artists from all over Europe. Tiffany Sweeney has more.
The Holden Gallery at Manchester's Metropolitan University is showcasing art pieces influenced by the Smiths. The exhibition takes place in dedication of the Smiths' 30th anniversary. The Gospel According To shows how inspiring the Smiths have been, not to only bands but to other European artists, through media such as photography and video. The work on display demonstrates how the artists have incorporated the band's cult legacy to reinterpret the music and the themes often employed in the Smiths songs. One feature of the exhibition is the bootleg booth, which showcases rarely seen footage and early live performances by the band.
One of the things that comes across in the works in the exhibition is the influence of the lyrics and the kind of deadpan sense of humour, slightly subversive wit that's part of it, that seems to have sort of has a particular appeal, I think.
The exhibition is free to all visitors and runs until the 5th of April. Tiffany Sweeney, Quays TV News, Manchester.
As the weather is so glorious right now, you'll need to change your wardrobe. Fashion industry experts held an event in Manchester to talk about their rural summer-spring trends. Katy Royce reports.
Flannels, the fashion retailer in Spinningfields in Manchester, organised a catwalk show for the launch of Raoul's Spring-Summer 2012 collection. It was a huge success, with extra chairs even needed, and canapes and cocktails were served throughout the evening.
The fashion brand Raoul is renowned for creating accessible luxury whilst adding a touch of feminine charm. And after the comments the collection received, it is clear it should be a huge success.
The upmarket brand showed off their new Daisy t-shirts, colour black dresses and fabulous white accessories. Raoul designer Yaffe spoke of the inspiration behind the collection.
Okay, well, the spring-summer collection that you've just seen was really all about, you saw the zebra stripes, and there were many different pieces in the collection that were stripes, and the stripes were taken, the inspiration came from runways, from motorways, and the idea of fast, and that we all live in a very fast-moving world.
Grazia's Charlie Miller was at the event, talking the audience through the trends alongside Yaffe. Charlie urges graduates and fashionistas to apply for internships.
Let me tell you, the majority of the fashion team at Grazia is absolutely made up of kids coming through our doors who do work experience placements at Grazia. So if you look at anyone in our fashion team, if you look at Catherine, who's a fashion editor now, she came in as work experience. Look at our fashion assistant Caroline, she came in as work experience. Look at Lily, who's our shopping editor, the same for her. So work experience is the single most important thing to get sorted out.
The pieces were incredible and the atmosphere was buzzing. No doubt Raoul will be in popular demand this season. Katy Royce, Quays TV News.
It certainly feels like summer at the moment and not March. Here's James Bell with the weather.
Thanks, Sophie. After a lovely weekend and boiling hot start to the week, people had thought summer had come early with temperatures as high as 21 degrees here in Salford. However, I'd go and make the most of it as I was you, as temperatures are going to drop down to the mid-teens later in the week as we get some cloud cover. However, conditions are still going to be quite warm. As for next week, we can expect sunny periods with highs of 17 degrees. Back to the studio, I'm off for an ice cream.
Thanks for joining us today. You can keep up to date by following us on Twitter @QuaysNews or by heading to our website quaysnews.net. It's going to be another 3 weeks now before we're on again, so have a lovely Easter, and from all of us here, thank you and goodbye.